Hello, welcome to another good goal or bad defending Newcastle against the Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal trying to put the pressure on to win the Prem, and Newcastle trying to stay in the top four and not screw up the great season that they've had. Here we are, looking at what's going on. Good defending from the old Newcastle right here. Shutting down the options out wide here. Got enough bodies in. This is where the pass looks like it's going. Let's play it forward a bit. Does a little shifty into the inside. Now, all of a sudden, when he does that, you can suddenly realise these guys that were pressuring, doing the right thing, looking for the pass out wide, all of a sudden, there's no Newcastle player in this space. And I say this so many times about no one just stands on the D here as a player, just hovering in this gap here. And if you looked at this, right, if you looked at this and you went, who's playing in midfield, you'd say, obviously this isn't the case, but you'd say this. You go, oh, these guys are all defending. These are all the defenders. And you've got a couple of players that are playing out wide. No one is holding their shape. And what I mean by that, there isn't even a right winger that's even close enough to this guy to come and put pressure onto this ball when it's getting passed across here. There's no one here in a Newcastle shirt. No one in this space at all. So what then ends up happening is the following. Touch. Someone comes running out. Does a good job trying to do it. But this guy ended up scoring a worldie. In it goes, bottom corner. Let's have a little look at that again. 1 second. The guy pressuring it, right? Let's just almost gets there. Is this guy here. He almost gets there. This guy doesn't. He's not close. There's nobody. There's nobody in that area. Here's the problem. That worldie strike looks like a worldie strike because there's no effort to pressure the ball. There's no real good shape and solidity in the midfield because they're all back defending, clearly because Arsenal pushed them back, which is fine. But you still need to hold your shape. And there's no shape here. They've all panicked and they're all back. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Newcastle players. Let's draw them out right here. 4 Newcastle players holding their handbags together here. And no one in this space here. Well, why does he get a free shot at goal? Is it a good strike? Yes. But that's why he gets a good strike on the ball. Because there's 4 Newcastle players holding their own handbags right here. Terrible. Let's look at the next goal and see what we can find. But before we do, in good old Cash Boomer fashion, that he hasn't really actually looked at any of these clips and looked at what he's doing, you can now suddenly see from this aerial view of how far you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players pushed back in the box. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Arsenal players, how much they've pushed them back. Is that a testament to Arsenal? Yes. But it's also a testament to the fact that someone has to take responsibility and control this area here. Because this is in front of the net box. There's the net box. Someone has to be taking control of that area. And no one does in this situation. That's why it's... Is it a good goal? Yeah, it's a good strike. But they make it easy for him to get that clean strike off. Let's have a look at the next goal and see if there's something as nonsense as that. Here we go. We're looking at the next goal. And my first thing is this, right? So if you're looking at this player, these two right here are 1v1. So taking it from a coaching point of view, he's 1v1. What's he doing? What's he doing? Right. The reason why this player can step forward is because he's got someone that backs him up from behind and can tell him to pressure the ball and make a mistake. What is that mistake? The mistake is he either wins the ball or he doesn't. Okay, 50-50. He wins the ball or he doesn't. And if he doesn't win the ball, he's covered by the next player immediately putting the pressure on so no pass or shot can happen because they're close enough when he makes the mistake to cover for him. Let's look what happens. Both of them stand off and don't close the gap. This gap here is important. The reason this gap is important is because this guy really can't afford to pressure that guy or make a mistake if someone isn't close enough to back him up immediately after, right? And he goes, oh, okay, so let's watch what goes on. The guy beats him from pace to corner, bump. All of a sudden, you're watching. He's still not close enough. He's beating him. And as I said in my last video, if you understand about beating players, he hasn't beaten him by going past him. He's beating him by going to the left and creating space so he can get his cross or a shot away. He does that, all of a sudden, that comes in, bomph, own goal in the back of the net. It's that simple. You can see he's regretting it because he didn't pressure the ball properly. Well, he was, but he couldn't go for the challenge because he didn't get the shout in from behind from this numpty right here saying that he should have gone, but neither of them did. He couldn't tell his mate to go, yeah, you can afford to make the mistake because I'm right there behind you. You can see it. He was froze in the area here. He was froze. He immediately should have recognised the danger and helped his buddy here close it down straight away. Because as soon as they take this space here away, you can see this is the space this guy wants to go into right here. As soon as this guy starts going that way, he can come across and help his buddy, and he doesn't. He stands there in the middle like a numpty and ends up getting ricocheted off the ball and going in. Now, but you know what? Arsenal ground them down eventually in this game. Newcastle still been defending well, but overall for this season. But yeah, we'll see what happens next season, Newcastle. Maybe you'll get Neymar and be an attacking force. See you next time on Good Goal or Bad Defending.